Love. The one thing we so desperately need, and what seems so determined to elude us. What is it about humanity that craves this experience so much? Yet, however hard we try, it remains this vague concept that resides exclusively on Hollywood stages and in the pages of fiction novels. But there's one problem even with that. They never talk about the next day. The next day when love causes a host of diseases. This love seems a little less glorious than it was on screen. If the poor souls are lucky, death will soon follow. Death is preferable to the hell that comes from continually joining oneself to one poor broken soul after another. Now, that is death. That's why love is our greatest ambition and our most brutal curse. It is the rise of comedies and the fall of tragedies. The concept of love is the most sought occupation for a mind, but its reality for most is more horrific than our worst nightmares. Where is the disconnect between the two? Where is this rumor called love?
So tonight we have youth group, and I forgot to ask you earlier, but yeah, there's going to be food and music and all kinds of crazy.
As much as I would love to go, I kind of have plans tonight.
Okay, but if for whatever reason your plans change, or you want to come, you change your mind, just let me know. Yeah?
Yeah, sure. It's not happening.
Hey, Bree! Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. Yeah, well, I did transfer to another school. No way. You haven't been at any of the parties. I've been at a few. Hey, are you and William a thing now, or what?
Yeah, we totally hooked up weeks ago.
Jen, Will gave me gonorrhea.
How would you know? What are you talking about?
Well, William and I hooked up soon after I transferred to Region High, and then a month later he went to your school. I went to my doctor for a yearly physical, and he told me I had gonorrhea.
How would you even know if it was real?
I know because I talked to other girls at Region High, and they had gonorrhea too because they've been real. Look, I just want you to hear.
Yeah, of course.
Girl, wake up with me. Move your ain't that simple. Always on the song. On the rock, off the whip.
Hey, why'd you do the party? You want to have a party of our own?
No, I don't.
What? Why? What changed? Don't you love me?
Yes, I love you, but Bree told me you gave her gonorrhea.
Bree, who knows what guy she slept with?
I don't want to have sex with you.
Fine, then I'm done with you. We're through. I'm gonna find another girl who will show me that she wants me.
Hey, Jenna.
Derek!
Hey, why don't you come over here? I have something to talk to you about.
What do you want?
I've been looking for you.
Okay, you found me.
I've been thinking a lot about you now.
That was a year ago.
Isn't that long ago? Besides, you ain't with anyone right now.
You heard about me more?
It's been a few weeks, John. Of course I will.
What do you want?
I want what we used to.
Dating?
Of course. With a few benefits on the side.
What benefits?
I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I won't do that with you.
What's with you, Jenna? You used to be so willing before. I thought you wanted to be loved.
I do.
Well, this is love, Jenna. Did you change your mind? Let me know.
Hey, Jenna. Jenna?
are you? I'm good. It always feels great getting dumped. Do you want to talk about it? What's there to talk about? He wanted me to show him that I didn't, so he dumped me. How are you supposed to show him that you love him? I'm supposed to have sex with him, okay? But he gave a friend of mine an STD, and I refused to have sex with him, and if I don't show him that if I don't have sex with him, I don't love him. Jenna, what was wrong? You did the right thing. How did you know? Someone who loves you. Don't demand sex as proof. You don't have a boyfriend. How would you even know any of this? You don't know what love is. I don't need a boyfriend to know the difference between lust and love. I have been in 10 different homes since I was young. My mom, my biological mom, she suffered from drug abuse, depression, and so they took me away from her. Every other home that I was in just treated me like a money ticket until I ended up with the Browns. And they took me in and they just hugged me the very first time I met them. They didn't have to say anything. They just hugged me. But you guys, this is where Jesus came. They took me to church, and I learned about Jesus and how he died on the cross for me. Okay. House number 5. Perfect Christmas family. Perfect Christian family. Sat all the same on Sunday, sing hymns, listen to God's amazing words. As soon as those doors closed at home, they would hit me. They would beat me like, and then they would say, they had the audacity to say that it was God that commanded children to respect their parents. And people in the church knew what was going on. They didn't say anything. They kept their mouths shut. Until social services found out. So this whole God love thing doesn't exist. Jonah, could you do me a favor? What? Would you come to youth group just once? And if you don't like it, and you don't want to come back, I understand, and I won't bother you again about it. But please just come with me once. Sure.
One day, my favorite, some other ones.
Oh my goodness, that's a great story. Karen! Hey! How are you? Oh, I'm doing so great. I just wanted to introduce you to Jenna. Jenna, this is Karen. Awesome. Yeah, Christine's mentioned you before. Hey, I need to talk to you about music real quick. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no problem. Hi, it's nice seeing you.
Christine's mentioned me before?
Oh, well, see, we're prayer partners, and so she's just let you know
Oh. So, did she tell you I'm one of those bad, demonic, sinful loose girls?
No, not at all. She's just mentioned you a bit before and says that you've had a lot of boyfriends and asked if I could share you my story if you ever came to youth group.
So, what's your story? Wait, let me guess. Perfect Christian family, the perfect reputation, and all from the love of Jesus.
Actually, I grew up in a loveless two-parent household where my dad beat me until I was 10. That is until he left my mom and I to be with another woman.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But later on, as I got a little older, I looked for love anywhere I could find it. By the time I was in middle school, I had already been with multiple guys, and I was just trying to find that one that wouldn't leave me, you know? But I just wasn't finding him, and so sooner or later I just became less picky, and I ended up pregnant at 16.
Oh man, fun in the oven.
Yeah. And I talked to my boyfriend at the time, and he just told me to abort it, and I didn't want to be a teen mom, and so I went to the clinic. When I got there, I met this psychologist named Linda, and I went into her office, and she started asking me questions about my life, and I was 16, and before I knew it, I had spilled my entire life story. The boys, the alcohol, my dad, everything. I had like a mental breakdown in her office, and she just held me while I cried, and it was the first time in a long time that anybody had ever done that. But you'll never guess, she started talking to me about Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
I know, of all things. But she really started saying things to me that I'd never heard before. Like, she really started talking to me about how Jesus accepted me, even though I had slept with so many guys and I had been with so many different people before, and all the sins that I had already committed, he had already accepted me and that he loved me. And I left her office that day with a new resolve to keep the baby.
What did your mom and your friends say?
My mom, she still doesn't understand, but she sees that it was for the good, that it's changed my life a lot. And my boyfriend at that time really didn't care until he realized that I wasn't going to abort the baby, and then sex wasn't going to be a part of our relationship. He dumped me, and it seemed like my friends took his cue as well and dumped me as well. But I think that was the hardest part. My entire support group at that time had left me, and I was pregnant and alone. But Linda encouraged me to go to a church and start coming to this youth group, and I was so against it at first. I didn't want to make new friends. I wanted to be with my old friends. But soon enough, I softened to the idea, and I started coming. And actually, Christine was the first one who became my friend. She really broke down a lot of walls.
She badgered you, you mean?
I would prefer the term persistent, but yes. I mean, she was persistent, but she ended up being one of my greatest friends.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you ever regret your decision?
never. My daughter Grace is 3 now, and she's the best thing in my life. There's nothing that she could do that would ever make me love her any less, and I can't help but think that that is exactly how God thinks about me. It's really hard, and it's not been easy at all, but this is one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I'll never regret it. It's interesting because God has provided me the funds to be able to go to community college, and Grace is
Not even for that who loves you?
God's love is so much more.
I thought you had to leave. Where are you following?
Bottom line, Jenna, this is a decision that you have to make. Not me, not Christine, not your mom, nobody. It's up to you.
Love is our greatest ambition and our most brutal curse. It is the rise of comedies and the fall of tragedies. The concept of love is the most sought occupation for a mind, but its reality for most is more horrific than our worst nightmares. Where is the disconnect between the two? Where is this myth called love? Love is found in Jesus Christ. In dying for us, he established worth far beyond what could be generated from any human relationship. Love is the God-man on a cross 2,000 years ago who dared to love us to the extent that he did and dared to prove it with his death for our sins. God still hates sin. That's why Jesus had to die for it. And God will punish those who do not believe and accept his free gift. But God has also provided a way for all of us to experience his salvation, his grace, his love. Jenna is not the only one who has to make a choice. For those of you who haven't chosen Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, you still can. He doesn't care what you've done in the past. All he wants is for you to cry out to him for help, and he will freely give his love to you. As we make this salvation our home, we find fulfillment. We find love.
Oh, how us so. Oh, how he loves us, how he loves us so.